So, Haliey Welch, the renowned and talented media personality of Tuah fame, has defrauded her fans in a shocking development. She created a crypto coin called Hawk Coin, or however you say it, like $ Hawk, whatever. And it was a rug pull, a pump and dump. Millions of dollars of value went in to this coin from her fan base and probably other various anonymous investors. And then the value dropped suddenly as all of the money was pulled out of it. Classic crypto pump and dump. It's happened countless times, almost enough times that you can wonder, how did anybody fall for this? Except for, maybe, to be generous, the idea that, Haliey Welch, she is a nice girl, she cares about her fans, and she wouldn't do this. But she did. So how did it happen? And what's going to happen from here? I don't know about that. I'm not sure exactly what the precedent is for crypto grifters and to what extent they're held accountable. You have Sam Bankman-Fried, who is obviously in jail right now, but that was a seriously high-level crypto grift. I mean, this guy was going into Congress and eliciting the support of congressional members and really, really high-level rich people, pretty much explaining to their faces that this was all a scam. He described it as a black box that you put money into that increases the value of the money mysteriously, invisibly. You put money in, you take it out, it's more money. It's magic. That was the Sam Bankman-Fried proposal. The Tuah proposal, I think, was more like, well, this is Haliey Welch. She's on the scene. Here she is. She's talented. She's charismatic. So if you buy into this coin now, it's going to be huge in a few years. This is the future. But it wasn't. The future was, we're going to take all of this money out as soon as we can and run off with it. And the idiots who listen to my podcast and trust what I have to say and trust in the future of this brand are left holding the bag. So whether anything's going to happen to her in terms of consequences, I don't know. I haven't heard that much in terms of crypto grifters of this kind actually being held accountable by the law. I mean, this is the core proposal behind crypto, that it is unregulated. And this is the consequence of having unregulated currency, is that people can rip you off, people can defraud you with relative impunity. And I don't believe that this was a high-level enough operation for the government to really care. But I guess it depends. It depends on the investors and what type of recourse happens from here. But I'm more interested in what actually happened and how this took place. I'm going to go on record and say that I don't think this is Haliey Welch's fault, other than the fact that she clearly allowed it to happen under her name. But I think the problem here is that, this is a young girl who never meant to become famous. She obviously took advantage of the situation when it came about. And she surrounded herself with a bunch of people that, essentially told her, I believe, that they understand this new economy, new media. They understood how they could take Tuah, the viral clip, and turn this person into a real media personality with real cachet and a real career. And to their credit, they did that. The Haliey Welch brand rebrand has been rather successful, right? Going from a Hawk Tuah viral clip, stupid meme about blowjobs, to, now we know her as Haliey Welch. I mean, I guess a lot of people still know her as Hawk Tuah or whatever. But she turned it into an actual brand with a podcast. She's probably made a ton of money off of her podcast already. And so these people that she surrounded herself with and trusted her brand to successfully did that. Turned her from a viral meme into an actual media personality, regardless of the supposed legitimacy of that media personality. Here she is. She has a huge audience. She has a huge platform. That's really all that matters in this new media economy. And so because of that, Haliey Welch probably put a lot of trust into these people because they had successfully turned her, they gave her a career, right? Not everybody who goes viral as a meme has a career. But this was a, enterprising young girl. She's funny, she's charismatic, and so there was a lot of potential there for this to become a real brand. And so there were vultures, so to speak, who recognized that and decided that they could capitalize on it by convincing her that they could help her. And so after this successful rebrand, I imagine Haliey Welch was a lot more open to the various ideas of these people of how she could monetize her brand. And so what I'm saying is that this pump and dump scheme, this scam, this rug pull, is Haliey Welch like a crypto zoomer, schemer, scammer? I don't think so. Maybe she is. Maybe this was all her idea and she knew exactly what was going on, but I don't think so. I think that this was the responsibility of the people around her who do know how this sort of thing works. They probably were surprised at the amount of success that the coin saw right off the bat, and so they said, hey, we gotta rip this Band-Aid off now because we just made millions of dollars. And see, they understand how it works. They understand that money's not real until you take it out. And that's what a lot of people don't recognize about crypto. It doesn't matter how much the line goes up. None of it matters until you pull the money out. But once you pull the money out, that value's not there anymore and the line goes down. So this is the essence of the crypto rug pull. And it's happened over and over and over again. And it's based on just the core foundational principle that the coin itself offers no value. In fact, the only value in this entire Hawk Tuah coin proposition is Haliey Welch herself. That's the only value that was being provided or propositioned in any direction. The coin itself is useless and worthless, but Haliey Welch has a brand and, has or had a significant amount of potential in terms of the future career of this person. And so that's what makes the idea of investing in her coin exciting. And so the people around her convinced her to allow them to sort of operate this scheme under the proposition that they could make her a lot of money. And look, they did. In a way, they fully delivered on their promise to her. But I don't think Haliey Welch realized that what all of this means is that she essentially scammed her supporters, really, in many cases, probably her most ardent supporters, out of millions of dollars collectively. Some of these people probably lost like a lot of money. I would imagine not too many of them. But hey, look, this has happened over and over again. There's a lot of marks out there who, because they've put a lot of their money into certain coins and seen the line go up, to them, this is good investment. And so this new coin, this new meme coin, comes up under the name of Haliey Welch, and they see it as a good opportunity. And so these people that Haliey Welch has surrounded herself with, I mean, let's be clear, these are grifters, they're snakes. And these are the type of people that you have circulating in this new media economy. And so for a person like Haliey Welch, if you don't have some kind of like core foundation in terms of what you believe and what you want your career to look like, what you want your brand to be all about, then you leave yourself exposed to these type of grifters. Because the proposition sounds good, right? Your brand has a lot of value. We can create this currency that is attached to your brand. People will buy into it. This can become a sustainable business practice for you going forward that could lead to you not just making a lot of money, but having a serious foundation in this world of crypto going forward into the future. So I can understand why that would be appealing to her as a person who doesn't have a core underpinning of, say, maybe crypto isn't something I want to be involved in. Maybe it's kind of a scammy type of thing. Maybe something doesn't seem right about this. Maybe crypto seems like it's bad for the environment, and all of the people who are involved in it seem to be creepy and scammers, and like they don't actually understand how money or value works. A lot of people in crypto seem like they're just out to make a quick buck, and maybe that's not the same as actually providing good ideas that are valuable and profitable. So, it's not a bad thing for Haliey Welch to be a relatively non-ideological character, except for the fact that, it can lead you in a bad direction when it comes to what your brand actually stands for, especially considering the fact that her brand actually has some value behind it. Because all you need is an audience, right? If you have an audience of people that are checking for what you say, they're tuning in to what you have to say, that's value. That's real value, not fake crypto value. That's actual value. It's people that are invested in you. And so Haliey Welch, as a person who is smart enough to understand that, she's smart enough to understand the opportunity that's in front of her in terms of having an audience, having the ability to advertise to people and do brand partnerships, etc. But not really motivated to think through the actual real world implications of some of these business proposals that she's involving herself in. And so the people that she's around are smart in the sense that they understand how this works. They are stupid in the sense that they don't care about the outcome of this, especially for Haliey Welch. A lot of these people are probably going to bail. A lot of these people that she's surrounded with herself with are probably gone already, up in smoke. And so Haliey Welch is left to deal with the consequences of this on her own. And I don't think she was prepared for that. I don't think she realized that that was how this was going to go. But, most people who have paid even a modicum of attention to the crypto phenomenon and how all of this stuff has played out, from NFTs to the Reddit's threads to Ethereum and all of this, and even now we're seeing this crypto boom, which, is happening in the wake of Trump's reelection. And so the environment is ripe right now to create new coins and try to skyrocket their value to the moon. And so all Haliey Welch knows is, hey, these smart people that have helped me rebrand and helped me build a media empire, a platform, they're telling me that it's a good idea to get involved in crypto. This thing would be attached to my own name, attached to my own brand, so how could it hurt? And oh, look at that. Within a day, we made millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. That's crazy. That's great. Except now there's the issue of none of that money's real until you take it out. And the people around her knew that. And so that's why the rug pull happened, right? The actual smart thing for Haliey Welch to do once this crypto scheme was on its legs was to let it exist, right? And let the environment of investors in this crypto coin continue to grow. The line would go up, the line would go down, whatever. But the people around her recognized that that actually might not lead to a profit at the end of the day. Because what happens if the crypto market tanks? What happens if Trump's backing of crypto falls apart. And all of this excitement around Bitcoin and other kinds of crypto collapses. Well, then all of these profits that we made in the matter of a day collapse as well. So they realize, oh, you know what? We better take all this money out now, because we don't actually care about these people who have invested in this. We don't care about this audience of Haliey Welch. All we know is that we've got our shell companies. We know what to do. We know how to parachute our way out of this situation. And so, much like all of these investors that are left holding the bag, Haliey Welch is now in the position where she has to answer for this. And she's probably much richer. Whether she's going to have to give that money up, I have no idea. Maybe she isn't even the one who profited mostly from this. Maybe most of this money went to these people around her that are running this scam. But it occurs to me that this is not dissimilar from other types of figures that have arisen over the past few years. It kind of reminds me of Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rapper, which is an odd comparison. But I've compared him to a couple other figures, including Trump, because I think Tekashi 6ix9ine is very much emblematic of the new economy, the new media environment. Because, you know, you have this charismatic guy, he's making music that people are listening to, and it's very, he grabs a lot of attention, he's very viral, and he's got a lot of heat on him. Because of that, he gets bigger and bigger, and he starts to look untouchable, right? And now all of a sudden he's surrounded by all these gang members, and these people, oh wow, this guy actually looks pretty tough, and he's actually got a pretty strong brand, and he's saying whatever he wants about whoever he wants, and nobody can touch him. And, you know, it seems like this guy might be the future of rap music. But what happens? It all falls apart in a matter of days, because these people that surrounded themselves, that put themselves around Tekashi 6ix9ine, were opportunists. They were grifters. These were gang members that were looking for somebody that could act as a front for their illicit activities. And so, you know, I'm not saying that the people around Haliey Welch are gang members, but they, you know, clearly they're a bunch of creeps, because something like this wouldn't have happened if not for the people that were running Haliey Welch's operation. I truly believe that she was not the person behind this, because I just think she's whatever. She's a sweet girl. She's kind of funny. I don't think that she's the type that is so knowledgeable about the crypto world that she would even understand how to pull off a pump and dump. But she has the type of inclination where she leans toward taking money from Elon Musk to advertise the X platform as a news platform, taking money from other advertisers. And so, you know, it leads her in the direction of something like this happening, where if she just had a little bit of an inkling, a little bit of a curiosity, a little bit of skepticism about this new economy stuff, about especially the crypto stuff. Because again, this girl could have had a lifelong, fruitful career, and maybe she still will. I don't know how all of this is going to turn out. I don't know if she's ever even going to see a courtroom. But what I do know is that this girl had a lot going for her, because having an audience, having a real platform is real value. These are real people, and you are making real advertising dollars by reaching these people. And so all of that is actual value. And I mean, you can talk about whether there's legitimacy to that value, because, you know, she doesn't exactly offer a lot in terms of her platform. You could talk about whether or not her career was actually going anywhere. But the point is that the value created by her podcast and the reach that she had with that podcast is real value. And the second you create this crypto coin, it's essentially the illusion of value. And the only purpose it serves is to get people to take their real money, put it in this magical black box, because they're under the belief that that magical black box is going to magically turn their money into more money. But the only people that actually does that for, the only people that actually works for, is the people who are willing to take the money out of the magic black box. So I'm not sure if Haliey Welch or the people around her are going to be held accountable for this. I don't necessarily want to see her, go to jail, or if she has to make these investors whole, then she should. Personally, I don't really care about them, because if you're dumb enough to invest in a meme coin like that, especially to the extent that you get defrauded for tens of thousands of dollars or more, that's your own fucking fault. And, this is what you get when you want a completely unregulated currency and you want to play with your money in that type of environment. That's what you're doing, is you're putting your money, you're taking your actual real world value and you're putting it in the hands of grifters and vultures. And that's what Haliey Welch did as well. And, I wish her the best. I doubt that this will be the last that we see of her or the end of her run, but it very well could be. And I would say there's probably no better reference point for what might become of Haliey Welch than Mr. Tekashi 69. This guy was at the top of the world. He had the platform. He had the money. He was doing real shows. He was making real money. He had a real audience. And it evaporated, and it turned into court cases and him famously pointing the finger at anybody that he could think of in order to gain some sympathy from a judge, which bought him his freedom back, but it lost him any semblance of legitimacy that he had gained over the course of his career. And, nobody gives a fuck about Tekashi 69 anymore, because it became very clear what type of person he was, and the fact that he was willing to grift as hard as he could until it wasn't benefiting him anymore. And so, Haliey Welch is a different type of personality, so we'll see how she handles it. The possibility that she, goes into a courtroom, sheds some tears, makes some pleas for her innocence, makes the exact same case that I'm making now, that she wasn't the one who put all this together and she just stupidly trusted the people around her. If she does see a courtroom, that's probably what she's going to say, and she's probably going to have the sympathy of whatever judge or jury she goes in front of. She's a sympathetic character, and she hasn't gained all of this visibility for no reason. She has some genuine charisma, and that's all she's going to have to get her through this right now. She's got that, and she's got whatever money she's earned so far, and we'll see if she's able to save her own ass with that. But what I'd like to do now is plug a really exciting new opportunity. I'm coming out with a new coin through Ethereum called the Eb&Flow coin, okay? This is a great opportunity, okay? All you got to do is get in now, and what's going to happen is you're going to become a core investor, okay? So if you invest now, you're going to be part of my inner circle. And then all I need you to do is find other investors, smaller investors, to also put their money in. And then guess what? When that line skyrockets, when the value of this coin goes to the moon, you're going to be one of the first to know. You're going to be the first to profit. And we're all in this together. And we're going to make it to the moon together. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Because crypto is stupid. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that.